Alfin Around to the Max is brought to you by Max Auto Clinic.
Speaking to Richard Stout, who is known throughout Barbados and the Caribbean as the godfather of entertainment in Barbados. He has produced lots of them where you see them traveling all over the world. Although he is not traveling, he is really traveling because Alison Hines, Blood. Even there's a picture of a young Rihanna performing when she was a little tiny tot with him. In addition, you have Donella Weeks, go on, the list goes on. Those who are singing on cruise ships, Rosie Huntington, those, they came through the Richard Stout at T-Talent. Richard, welcome to Alfin Around. I want to look at that side of you first that speaks to the lighter side, things that people don't know. For instance, is it true that you sang in the Calypso competition and placed third? Tell us about that.
Indeed, I placed third in the Calypso competition in 1960 at the Trade Fair site. It featured people like Lord Sivers, who played second, the mighty producer who won the competition singing King Dial. And Sivers sang a song about police is a nation's choice. In those days, it was felt that if you're a policeman, you would get a nurse to be your girlfriend. And Lord Sivers, he sang about that. Sivers sang about King Dial, who used to portray himself as the best dressed man in Barbados, but he said that one day King Dial took off his jacket and the shirt had no back, you know? And he wrote a song for me about Blind Man Thomas, where it said that this blind man went to court and told the court that he actually saw a little boy snatch a bread. So the magistrate said to him, go to jail until he could see. And I got $25 for that.
What year that was?
That was 1960 at the Trade Fair site where the boat stopped in the harbor now with it. You know, I think that was a very historical moment for me.
Take us to this drink. You mentioned a drink a time in my car called a Martinique, was it?
Yeah, the Martinique was quite a popular drink. You know, they used to come around on Sundays in a donkey cart with these bottles, and they would sell Martinique drink from tamarind, banana, mango, orange, you name it, you know, and it was a very, very popular drink. People used to line the sidewalks on Sundays just to get the Martinique drink. You know, it is unfortunate that the gentleman who made it, a man called Ramden, he never left the recipe.
What?
Yeah, and we are poor today for it because we could have been exporting the Martinique drink. It was quite a wonderful drink.
It was a soft drink?
Yeah, it was a soft drink, yeah, and very, very healthy for you too. Because you took the fruit, he took the fruit and made drink out of all the fruits there was, you know. And it was just a mere 5 cents for one, 6 cents for a bottle, you know.
I want to take you to your days growing up. Was it Chapman Lane or Orleans?
Orleans, well, Orleans.
Some of those values that you grew up with, respecting all those.
Oh yeah, Orleans is not far from Chapman Lane, and with Gabby and I, we grew up together. He was not too far away from me in Chapman Lane, Emerton Lane, and Chapman Lane and Orleans combined together. Yeah, but the values we had, oh, come on. I mean, what I'm saying now is so distasteful to what I came up with. You know, for example, if your mom and my mom had a disagreement, I still had to go speak to your mom.
Whoa.
I couldn't go to school without saying hello to her, you know, because when I come back home, I'd be punished for that.
Right, right.
Because I had to take my place as a child, you know. It was important that if I was wearing a cap and I saw a lady, I had to take the cap off.
That was a sign of respect.
That's right. You know, you had to respect women. Women had to be respected. And if you were caught straying too far away from home, you know, somebody would punish you and get you back home. You know, because it was important that you kept the orders from your parents not to be disobedient and not to go too far away from home and make sure that you stay in line with all the people that you come across. When I look back from where I came from, I mean, we had no toilets in the house. You had to go in the yard. You know, my father cooked in the yard on 4 big rocks with a big one of those big butter skillets. You put everything in one, and then you get wood and shaving and whatever you could to make fire with to cook with. And however he cooked, the food came up blue. It was blue food, but it was good food. You know, yeah. So he put everything in this one skillet and did that. there was no water to bathe with. You had to go to the pipe every morning to get water, or try to get in the New Orleans bath, which was filled with people anyway. And then, you know, you had to walk from, I walked from the 2nd Avenue to the 4th Avenue to get a bucket of water to go to bathe to go to school.
And you went to St. Leonard's, right?
I went to St. Mary's first,
St. Mary's.
which I shared with the late Jackie Opal and Gabby and those illustrious sons of Barbados who were also accommodated and educated at St. Mary's Infant School. And then I went to the junior school, which is further down the street from where the infant school was. And then I went to St. Leonard's School. My school days, you know, to me, were very challenging because you had to obey. You had to be on time for school. You had to do your homework. You had to respect your teachers. As a matter of fact, I used to go with my teachers every Saturday morning for lessons. They did that for me free of cost to make sure that I was up to date with what I was doing. No shoes. You know, I remember stumping my toe once. And my dad said, I said to my dad, well, you know, I can't go to school because I can't put on the shoe. He said, no, I'm going to make a shoe. I said, how are you going to do that? So he took the lacing out of the shoe, put my foot on top of the shoe, and made it a slipper.
Wow.
So he tied the lacing around my instep.
Yeah.
He said, well, you can go to school.
And you went?
Yeah, I went to school with a slipper and a shoe.
I know that there are at least 2 records that still stand. Speak to those 2. I mean, some people say that you're a sweet bowler, others say you're a swing bowler. Speak about that, the cricket side of Richard.
Well, I think that I loved cricket better than entertainment. You know, it's just that I thought it was easier to make a living from entertainment than playing cricket. But I took cricket very seriously. I sent off 10 players once, including the mighty Gabby, and won the game.
By yourself?
Yeah, we played Chapman, played the Orleans, and the first ball I bowled at a former boxer who is now deceased, Young Waddell. He played for Chapman Lane. He top-edged the ball to a guy called Cortez, and Cortez went under the ball, waited, and when it got down, he did this, and the ball dropped in front of him. So I asked him, what's the problem? He said, the sun is in his eyes. I said, well, you go off till the rain come down. Because I know when you're going off, you'll be coming back on, you know. Right. So then the keeper said, well, that's foolishness. Why are you sending off the guy? I said, well, you leave too. And then somebody else said, well, I don't understand. I said, well, you go too. Till they get to Gabby and I alone, he was at mid-off, feeling with his hands across his chest. I said, so, were you going to feel your hands crossed? He said, well, we can't play by ourselves. I said, well, I can. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to play by myself. So they made 788 off me. I ran all the balls. They brought out the whole Orleans and Chamberlain to say that a madman playing cricket there by himself. But I had a game plan. So when I got them out eventually, they agreed to let me bat 11 times. But that's all I wanted to hear. So I bet, and when they bowled 15 overs at me, I did not even make one single run. So the wicketkeeper said, but you know you have to run. I said, but it's not election time. Which party am I running for? I can't make 788. I'm playing for a draw. Right. So eventually, they walk off 1 by 1. So they defaulted. I won the game by default.
By default?
Yeah. I went on then to play BCL cricket for Rangers at the age of 14 with people like Will Clark and Sidney White and Elton Cox and Dudley Downs and all these illustrious sons of the soil who played cricket very, very well. But in those days, the BCL was a haven to be in because that's where the nucleus of West Indies cricket and Barbados cricket came from. The late Cormac Hunt and Carl Mullin and Charlie Griffith and Seymour Nurse and all those people came from the BCL Forum. And then after that I went on to play for a team in the Pine called West Ham. I played for Val Rosa, I played for Penrod, you know, a lot of BCL cricket, and, you know, as a youngster. And I also played cricket for my school. I batted at number 3 for St. Leonard's before people like David Murray and Nolan Clark and all those people, they played with me. I played with Van Holt as well. And then I went on to play for YMCA, at the YMCA, with Sam Wilkinson and these people. Then I went to Carlton. I captained, I had the distinction of being the oldest man to play First Division cricket, a record that I held for a long time until Chase from Wonders broke the record. I made my Division 1 debut at age 47. And I can boast of having 2 hat-tricks in one season, 746 against the YMCA and 6 for 21 against Texaco. And, you know, and I ended up being a bit of an all-rounder, getting some 40s and 30s in the middle. And I thought that my cricketing exploits we're very rounded.
Well, the next time you see Richard Stout, you will know he's not just a producer of young talent, a cricketer, a singer, philanthropist, a man of the community. I'm Carl Alf Padmore. You've been watching Alfing Around. Richard Stout, a man of Bridgetown, a citizen of the world.